Hello. Hi. I see Remiel in the chat. Hello. How does it sound? Does it sound good? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Boy, I really hope you cannot hear the background noise because like there's people outside. Can you tell that I'm nervous? This is the first solo stream that I do. I've been on streams with Remy before, but oh boy, this is like a totally different experience. Jesus Christ. Is this like debut nerves? Is this my debut? I don't think it's my like a debut by definition is like the first of something, but usually VTuber debuts are like lore and shit. And I'm just like, I don't have lore. Anyways, how's it going? I see that there's someone else than Remiel in the chat. So to that person or people, I don't know, my OBS docs do not update very frequently. Hi, I am Polly Casterline. I am normal girl. I am a university student, currently cursing like, what is the name? It's not a master, it's a bachelor's on library science. A major, I think that's how it's called. I don't know. I'm from Mexico. Things on Mexico sound like a lot different. Like the translations are a lot different. I'm studying library science because I'm very interested on managing libraries and things like that. And Polly, why the fuck are you streaming? I'm streaming because I thought it would be fun. I like games. I like stories. I like games that have stories. Basically, that's why we're here today. Doxed, yes. And pretty much like I like games. Like my favorite type of games are kind of like relaxing games. I'm not that much of a person who has a strategy when playing games, like, so first person shooters are not for me, or open world games are not for me, but anything else, anything a bit more relaxing, it's like perfect. One of my favorite games is Stardew Valley, and I might play that later. And I also like visual novels a lot. I have been recently getting into otoges or otome games, which is why we're here today. So well, I'm going to explain what that is in a bit, but anything else? Remiel, do you think I should say anything else? Yeah, as you can see, this is my office. I have my office here. I have my coffee as well. The time is meow because I love cats. Thank you. Actually, the stream overlay is supposed to like be a representation of the cat that I have here. She's my daughter, and she's actually here in the desk right here. I don't know if you can hear her. Can you speak, daughter? Can you speak? No, she doesn't want to speak. I hope at least you hear the bell that she has. She's a cutie. Her name is Pelusa, which kind of translates to dust bunny. So yeah, how have you guys been doing? I think for Remiel it's like super early in the morning. How are you tired? I woke up like 3 hours ago. Me tired. Yes. Me too. I woke up 3 hours ago and I'm just like, I want to go back to sleep. But I had to have breakfast, prepare everything, and so far things seem to be going smoothly, right? Let's see. Let me just put this here, get my coffee here. I got 2 drinks today. Woman, how do you do that? Like waking up early? I just do. I kind of force myself to it. Like, if I have something to do, I'm just like, oh, fuck, I gotta do it, and then I do. So yeah, I got my coffee. My coffee's cold right now because I had it for breakfast, and then I forgot about it. So I just have it here. I have 2 drinks today. I have my cup of coffee, and I also have, like, a big, tall glass of water, because, boy, I'm going to talk a lot on this stream. Like, a lot. Let's see. So, should we get started? Or should we wait a bit more? What is my daughter doing? She's playing with a hair tie. Don't worry, she doesn't eat them or anything, but she just likes to play with them. Okay, so, Remiel, are you ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? You're not ready. Oh boy. Yes, okay, let's go. We're going to Polly Gameplays, everyone. Welcome to... Why is the chat like that? Chat. Why are you like that? Oh my god. Wait a second. Like, I am covering it. No, why is it double? Help! And I thought we wouldn't have any scuff, people. I really thought that. Browser, text, gameplay, cafe, text, chat. Why is the chat here? Polly. There we go. Hi, Polly. Ah, hi, Evil Chan. How are you doing? I love your emotes. I love that one that has a blanket. It's so cute. It's your first stream, all good. Oh god. That's good. I'm so nervous. So, are you guys ready? Scuff is love, scuff is life. Yes. The eternal curse of the VTuber is to always be scuffed. Okay, so why we're here today? Today, we are here because I have played Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk and I'm not okay. Hi Kino, thanks for the follow. So, basically, Remiel absolutely loved this meme. I loved making it as well. It's just like, it's so good. The game is so good. I'm going to explain why in a bit. So this is going to be somewhat of a review slash rant slash discussion. I'm just going to be talking about what the game is about, some of the scenes, and like the characters as well. This is a very extensive game. I played like around 40 hours of it, so there's a shit ton of story. I'm not going to cover all of it, and I might miss a lot of important points. Oh, I need water already. Okay, we were saying, I might miss a lot of important points, so if anyone has played a game before and wants to comment about it, like, feel free to do so. This is like a very nice game. So, let's start with what the fuck is the Psychedelica series? The Psychedelica series, or should I just say 2 games, because there's only 2, which is Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk and Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly, are 2 otome games released, in Japan and the West. The first one that was released was Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. Was released in Japan in 2015, in North America in 2018. Overall, it had a good score. I got this score from Metacritic, so I don't know if it's any good or if representative of general opinion. Otome? Yes, otome. We're talking about an otome game today. So, the developers of the Psychedelica series are Automate as well, because Automate absolutely makes all of the otome games for the PS Vita. No one else does. And then we have Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. That's a game we're going to be talking about today. It was released on Japan on 2016 and in North America again on 2018. Does this game have boyfriend experience? Yes, kinda. Like the gist of an otome game, and I'm gonna get that into my next slide. Polly, what the fuck is an otome game? An otome game is basically a Japanese visual novel that is characterized by having a female protagonist and not a series, kind of like a selection of male side characters that you can romance. That is like the most important thing, which is like it's a romance game, right? So usually they have different types of plot in kind of like subplots, genres, etc. Why is it called an otome game? Such like, for example, shonen and shoujo anime, that translates to like boy and girl. They are targeted to audiences of young boys and young girls, right? So this one is the same. Otome comes from the Japanese word girl or maiden. That means that this type of games are marketed towards young girls, right? Not like super like young, but like kind of my age, if that makes sense. Boy, does this game have some spicy BFE. I will discuss that later, because it does have romance scenes. Like, most of the experience on the later half of the game are primarily romance. But I would say that Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk has a lot more elements than just romance, and that's kind of why I love it so much. So, now that we got Otome out of the way, let's see what the fuck. Oh, right. Let's talk about the platform and sales. Both Psychedelicas were released for the PS Vita. Yo. Yeah, both Psychedelicas were released for the PS Vita. As you have here, I played it on the PS Vita. Remiel actually gifted me the PS Vita for my birthday a year ago. And it was like, it's the most prized possession I have. The PS Vita is such a good console, such an underrated console. I wish, like, I don't know, like it was still in production, or like it still had updates or things like that. But anyways, I got both Psychedelicas for the PS Vita, and I play them on the PS Vita. They are for PC though, they are on Steam, but I have heard some opinions about the PC version, that they have some bugs and things, but I did not have any problems with the PS Vita version. Yes, I caused this kill me. Yes, you did. That's why we're here. Okay, so how did it perform in sales? Both Psychedelicas, well, they had a good reception, especially in Japan, but apparently not enough for it to have a third game. A lot of people are wondering if they're going to make a third game, and for a good reason, because they're really good. But so far we don't have any news, unfortunately. So, let's get into the premise of the game. What the fuck is this about? So before I get into the premise of it, I want to comment that both Psychedelicas are tied together. People will tell you that you can play Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk without playing Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. Those people are stinky. Call them stinky, because that is not true. Such as if you play Nier Automata before you play Nier Replicant. Of course, you can enjoy the story as a whole, but you might miss some things, and you might miss a lot of the emotional impact that the second game has. So yeah, a lot of people is only Polly. The otome game community, I mean. So yeah, you first have to play Black Butterfly, and then you play Ashen Hawk. Otherwise, you're gonna be fucked. Okay, so what's the premise of Ashen Hawk? The premise of Black Butterfly was a bit weird. It was kind of like fantasy-like and kind of a tiny bit dark, but it was super centered in the romance. I would say that Ashen Hawk is a lot different. So what is the premise of Ashen Hawk? So you are in this town. It's a very small town, right? It's kind of like surrounded by a forest. Wasn't Black Butterfly a shooter game? Oh, we don't talk about that. Oh my god. I'm gonna talk about that later on the gameplay factor. So, the premise of Ashen Hawk is that you are in a town, a very snowy town that has not seen any other season, like, in a very, very long time, right? And, let's see. On this town, we have kind of like two clans or two factions. We have the clan of the wolf, which is those two boys there, those two cute boys, and the clan of the hawk. The clan of the wolves and the hawks have been fighting with each other since like the dawn of time, basically. They have conflicts, and they have very different ways to rule. They are both ruling over the town, they just have very different ways to do so. And the townspeople are also divided into the factions. They're kind of just like, oh, he belongs with the wolves, so like the hawks shouldn't talk to them, etc. So how do they rule? The wolves are very how do you say, kind and very diplomatic. They want to resolve things without getting into much trouble. And they want to be kind to people, right? That's the important thing. But they can also be a bit permissive, I guess. That's the thing. While the clan of the hawk kind of rules with an iron fist. Yes. And they are not that great. You can see in the beginning that they are definitely the villains. Like, the clan of the hawk there are those kind of people that just go around the houses asking people for taxes, right? Yeah, because taxes are evil. So this town hasn't really seen that many good days, right? There's always conflicts, there's the snow, and on top of that, there's a couple of things going on. On the town, there's a very famous story or myth, something like that, about the witch. So, basically, the witch is the one that curses the town. It brings misfortune to the town. It causes the town to have to have eternal snow, for violence to take place, for bad things to happen to the town. And basically, whether you're from the faction of the Hawk or the Wolves, you are going to hate the witch. Some people think she's a myth, but as a general rule of thumb, a lot of people do believe in her. And we have another conflict going on, which is the murders. And this is not talked about much, which kind of bothers me. So the murders are introduced on the beginning. Basically, someone has been killing townspeople, like randomly, like townspeople, and they found the murder weapon, which is this knife over here. And some people think it might be from like someone from the Hawk clan or something. But yeah, that's worrying the townspeople a lot. So those are kind of like that's kind of like the setting that we have, just like Berserk. Oh man, I unfortunately haven't seen Berserk or read it. I should definitely get into that because my cousin has recommended to me a lot. So let's get into the main character. Let me sip on my water for a sec. There we go. I got ice water. We got our main character. But Polly, why is the main character a guy? So we have this main character. The main character's name is Jed. Yes, a very interesting name. So Jed is a very nice young man. He lives in a tower on the outskirts of the city, kind of like, not of the city, of the town, I mean. And I would say that he's a very strong-willed person, super kind, and just like he values a lot, like he values his family and like his friends and everything. He's just trying to get by. He works as a handyman for the townspeople, and that means that he doesn't have a lot of money, so he kind of just gets by. I didn't find a knife, but I found this gun. Evil-chan, you're killing the townspeople. Wait, what? Yes, I'm gonna get into that. So, what the fuck is going on with Jed? So Jed, it is revealed on literally the first scene that he has been cursed with the witch's eye. But Polly, witches are only women. Yeah, that's it. Jed is actually a girl. Yeah. So Jed is actually a girl. Her name is AR. Or AR. AR? Yeah, her name is AR. On the first scene, we can see that she has a nightmare about the witch cursing her, right? Murder the townspeople. Such violence! So, we can see that this mysterious witch has cursed AR, or Jed, into having the witch's eye, which is that image on the corner that you can see her. So every time she has very heightened emotions, her eye is exposed. So, this is kind of the reason why she poses as a guy. She kind of cross-dresses as a boy, because if people knew that she was a woman, there would be suspicions about her being a witch if the eye was ever to be discovered. So yeah, yes, I played this because of the cross-dressing protagonist. Cancel me. I just find him really cute. Oh, also, I'm going to be messing up the pronouns of this character a lot, and I mean a lot. I'm going to be calling them he, she, they, because like it's so difficult, because like I know it's a girl, right? But it's difficult. Oh no, Evil-chan is going ape. Getting caught in 4K. Yes. This character is just like my type, and I just love her so much. So Jed lives, as I said, she lives in a tower on the outskirts of the city, and she lives with this very funny character called Ashen Hawk. You can see him on the second image on the top. He's that guy with the red hair. Polly, your kinks are showing. Yes, I am not afraid to expose myself. So yeah, I like Jed as a character because like he's very flawed. He's very flawed, but he kind of likes. How can I explain myself? Jed is like his kindness prevails towards like any situation that he has, and I just really admire him for that. She's so cute. She's so cute. Oh, I love tomboys. Moving on. So, continuing with the premise, what is Jed's mission? So basically, at some point, oh right, I forgot to tell you about this. The town holds an event called the Masquerade every year. The Masquerade is to kind of celebrate the arrival of spring, even though spring doesn't really arrive to this town. The Masquerade kind of keeps everyone happy, and like it brings something to be relaxed about, right? Like there's a lot of shit going on in this town, and sometimes just people just want to party and be like, yeah, I want to relax. So for that event, Jed has been tasked with finding this artifact over here that you can see in the first image. That is called a Kaleidovia, and if that name sounds familiar, is because it is. It's from the first game. Is an artifact very similar to the kaleidoscope, and yes, it holds stones or fragments. Leak the kinks. That is just one of my kinks. I will leak one kink per stream, so tune in next time. Okay. So Jed has to find a Kaleidovia without any clues or anything for the Masquerade. The Kaleidovia also serves as a symbol of peace between the two clans, because, you know, the myth is that the two clans have fought together, and at some point someone from the two clans wanted to be friends, and they kind of sealed away their hearts into the stones that the Kaleidovia has. Damn, kink chart at 50 followers. Maybe I will do it. I cannot promise anything, but I will. So yeah, Jed has to find a Kaleidovia. He has to ask information to the townspeople around town and to find it before the Masquerade. But he absolutely fails. He fails miserably because he cannot really talk to the Hawks, because I kind of forgot about this. Jed has been raised with two of the characters, like raised along with two of the characters, which are the Hairs? I don't know, the guys that are supposed to be the leaders at some point of the wolf clan. So Jed is also considered a wolf, so he cannot get information out of the Hawks because of this. So what does Jed do in this occasion? He double cross-dresses. Basically, to get information out of the Hawks and out of everyone without being suspicious or like to be reluctant to share information with him, he dresses up as a girl. Well, she dresses up as a girl, so it's normal, right? She kind of wears this blonde wig in a dress, and she looks absolutely cute, and just like it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And well, it kind of works. Now she can talk to the Hawks and she can retrieve more information and stuff, which kind of brings me, I think, to the next part of the game, which are the mechanics. Usually visual novels do not have much mechanics other than choice making, but both Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly and Ashen Hawks have some interesting mechanics. The first one, which is the most notable one, is the flowchart. These are the only games that I've seen with a flowchart, but I have played very few otome games, so I guess that's the thing, right? So the flowchart kind of lets you know when does the route divide and where are you going, and you can also return to scenes to pick something else, etc. It kind of gives structure. Visual novel speedrunners mashing the A button. They don't mash the A button. They just click the skip button. Like they skip all of it, and they put the option of skip all instead of just skip red. Oh man. But yeah, this is a main mechanic of both games. What Ashen Hawk does differently from Black Butterfly oh sorry, what it does differently from Black Butterfly is that it has a map function. So on the map function, you can kind of go to whatever you want and have scenes with the characters, conversations with them, retrieve information, unlock more scenes, etc. Good idea, Polly. Otome game speedrun 1. Soon. Control L. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't play visual novels for PC, unfortunately. So yeah, you go around town, you ask people things, and the cool thing about this is that you can ask people things as a boy or as a girl, and you have different dialogue options and different scenes depending on which character you use. I would say that this is absolutely different from Black Butterfly. Black Butterfly had a shoot 'em up game, which was like, what the fuck? It was so bad. I hated it. Basically, you had to shoot butterflies and get points and unlock scenes with that, and I'm just like, I don't think this is how you do it. But anyways, I can rant about Black Butterfly another day. Let's continue. So, no, oh, we're getting into the characters. Oh, this is where I gush about the characters. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go ready. Guys, are we ready for the love interests? There are 4 love interests. Are you ready? Oh, coffee's so good. So, there are 4 love interests. I'm gonna explain who they are and why do I like them or why do I dislike them. Because, yeah, I don't like everyone in this game. They're cute, but I don't like all of them. That is the most Polly has gamed in her life. Yes, I'm not that much of a gamer. Usually when I play games, it's Remy the one that plays them for me, and I kind of just watch. The other day we finished Infamous 2, and it was great. I loved it. I loved the story, but I could not play because of the controls and the mechanics. I'm just not built for that, man. I'm just built for smashing the A button. Okay, let's go into Lavin. Oh, he's a cutie. Lavin is an absolute cutie. Lavin is the eldest brother of the wolf clan family, you could say. It's kind of like a royal family that what they have. You have the head of the wolves, which is Francisca. We're going to talk about her later. And Francisca has 2 children, which is Lavin and Levi. Lavin is the eldest child, and of course, he is the absolute daddy, father of the game. I would say that he reminds me a lot of this character on Color Xmalus, the one with the true root. I forgot his name. Kaijin? Kanji? I don't remember, but basically, his personality is very brother-like. He is very protective, he is very calm, collected. Hot guys, yes. Evil-chan, I think this one would be your favorite. This one or Lugus. We're gonna get into Lugus later. So Lavin, he's like super protective of everyone, especially his brother and especially the protagonist. The protagonist has been raised with these 2 brothers, as I previously mentioned. So they kind of see each other as family, right? Lavin is, how can I say it? He's almost perfect in a way. Like, his only flaws really come down to trauma, which is, I don't know if it's a good thing. I would just say that he has a lot of daddy issues, like a lot. Basically, the mother of the brothers has been talking shit about their dad for a while because he has just not been present. And Lavin has like this, Lavin doesn't hate anybody, but he hates his dad with a fucking passion, like so much that at some point when the protagonist discovers that she has the power to look into people's hearts, she looks into Lavin's heart and she just sees kind of like a figure of Lavin being like in absolute hatred, and I'm just like, damn boy, You got issues. He's just like me for real, for real. Remiel, you're exposing yourself. Should you be exposing yourself in my stream? I can expose you further. So yeah, Levin has a lot of responsibilities. He is a future hire of the wolves, and because of this, he wants to maintain peace and order in the town. So he puts his responsibilities like pretty high up. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. We got Levi, or Levi. I think it's just Levi. Levi. So Levi, he's one of my favorites actually. He's a cutie. I saw something very, I thought it was a bit mean, but it's true, on an Otome game review of this game, that he has second brother syndrome. And I'm just like, fuck, that's true. So, Levi is the younger brother from the wolves. Oh, wait, my cat is here. Cat, please get off the desk. Please get off the desk. There we go. So, Levi is the second son of the wolves. He is just a tiny bit younger than Lavin, and you can definitely tell he is a lot more impulsive and emotional, and like he kind of gets into fights and everything, and he's an absolute cutie. One thing that I really like about how they handle his character is that in serious moments he can actually be like super not exactly calm. I wouldn't say calm, but like very rational. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself. Anyways, he's also bookworm, so that kind of has won my heart as well. He likes to read a lot, and that's super cute. He kind of shares like what he's reading with the protagonist, and I would say that's his main form of entertainment, right? Anything else about Levi? Oh yeah, down the line in the story, you can definitely see another side of him, which I am going to complain about later in detail. Let's move on. Let's go with the third love interest, which is Luz. I think Evil-chan would also love Luz. I personally don't. I'm so sorry. Luz is the son of the Lord of the Hawks, so he's a featured hire as well. Hire. I don't know how it's pronounced. Fuck, sorry. So, I would say that he's a very strong-willed person. He puts his duty about everything else, and I mean absolutely everything else. Like, he almost kind of thinks that his emotions don't matter, and I'm just like, that's so sad, man. But basically, he takes a lot of responsibility from the Hawks, and let's just say that he doesn't appear friendly. He's not friendly towards the protagonist in the beginning. He's not friendly towards the townspeople. He's kind of just like his dad, which is the Lord of the Hawks. And yeah, like, I guess you could see a bit of development of him throughout the true route, but damn, man. Sometimes he does good things that he means well, and they just look mean. Like, at some point, the protagonist gets captured by him on a jail cell, and he's just like, I captured you because otherwise you would be killed. And I'm like, you could have told me that, bitch. But yeah, I don't know, man. Lucas is kind of like a below on my tier list. I guess I would have preferred a bit more lovey-dovey scenes with him instead. He an alchemist? No, not really. He's kind of like a warrior or a soldier. Not exactly a soldier. He knows his way around the sword. Let's just say that. Let's see. Next one. This is the last love interest, and I would say the weirdest one because his love route is very different from the other ones. And actually you can see here that he kind of has two routes. This character's official name is Hugh. Kind of love him. Can you see? He's one of I would say that he has my favorite route out of all of the game. Can you see that I have a thing with boys with white hair? Don't tell Remy. Anyways, Hugh. He was a very mysterious traveler that has come into the town recently. He has a lot of kind of like stories to tell. Like he's the character that's kind of like observant of the world, and he's kind of like, oh, I want to see your story, I want to see how it develops and how the decisions that you make and such. It's kind of like that Deus Ex Machina character, because sometimes he kind of explains no, it's kind of like an exposition character. He kind of explains what's going on and shows you what the fuck, and that could be interpreted as a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of people see it as a bad thing because they prefer to have exposition through actions and through scenes with characters rather than explained by a random guy, right? So Hugh has two roots, one non-romantic and one romantic, and we're gonna get that into that later. So we're gonna get into the side characters now. And unfortunately for everyone, except for me, Ashen Hawk, or Apprentice, as his real name is not a love interest. And for good reason, because it would be fucked up. So, who is Ashen Hawk? Ashen Hawk is a character that lives with the protagonist. They're roommates. And there were roommates. He lives with the protagonist in the tower on the outskirts of the town, and I would say that his personality is very carefree, kind of like a free spirit, very lazy. He doesn't do chores, he doesn't cook, and it's kind of weird because sometimes he kind of just disappears and he talks to himself. He refers to himself as a ghost, and you're like, what the fuck, man? I can see you here, I can touch you, you're not a ghost. And then you kind of realize, oh fuck, he might just be. Oh my god, they were roommates. Yes, they were. Basically, Jed does all the cooking and cleaning and everything, and of course he is absolutely angry that Ashen Hawk doesn't do shit. Oh man. That's kind of sad, right? But you can see from, like, the middle of the game that Ashen Hawk has a lot of unresolved issues. I guess the first one is that he has amnesia and he doesn't really know who he is, that he kind of just ended up in the tower for some reason, and he doesn't remember his real name, or what he did or something. But we're going to discover that in the later part of the game. You can also see that he thinks that he's forgetting something important, and yeah, he is. And it's very sad when he knows what it is. But well, let's move on. Oh, then we got Francesca. This is Remiel's favorite character. I wonder why. Remiel, you just have a kink of characters that look like Cynthia from Pokemon. like, is she a MILF? I guess she's a MILF. Like, Francesca's a MILF, a blonde MILF, and Remiel is just like, yes, I want that. And I'm just like, no, why would you do that? So Francesca, I would say, is the mother figure of the protagonist. She is the mother of the Wolf brothers, and she has also raised Jed as one of her own. Well, actually, Francesca was the one who thought about the idea of Jed cross-dressing as a boy so he wouldn't be found out like as a witch. She is one of the characters that knows that Jed has the red eye and that is a girl. Very few characters know this. I would say that Alta Hugh knows this because of his omniscient powers or some shit. So yeah. Francesca is... It's just like a mother, really. On the first part of the game, she is like an absolute motherly figure. She cares about you, she worries about you, she kind of just wants you to be okay, and like things like that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's very nice. I love her a lot. And then shit happens. Let's get into that. Any other side characters that we have? We have Olgar. Olgar is the Lord of the Hawks. He rules with an iron fist and with a lot of fisting because he is pretty ruthless and pretty evil. Olgar, hi, hello. I'm glad you can come by. We're talking about the characters. Also, Evil Trent Mommy, sorry. Is she also your favorite character? I I think your opinion of Francesca will change sooner or later. He rules with iron fisting. He does. It's my first time here. Ah, so nice. Hello, 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 hello. I'm so excited. Ah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm flustered now. Is this how VTubers feel when they compliment their voice? Oh my fucking god. It's everyone's fist time, Ungu, don't worry. No! You came just in time for the fisting. Frances has a classic totally gonna die hairstyle. Actually, she does! I didn't notice before. But yeah, spoiler, I guess. Okay, so Olgar, pretty standard evil guy. He just wants to rule over the town. He wants to fuck everybody, not in the sexy sense. And yeah, he has some issues with the Wolf Clan. So, I think this is our second to last side character. We have T. T is Lucas's younger sister, actually. An important thing that I forgot to mention is that T and Lucas are not Olgar's biological children. They are actually adopted, which is kind of strange if you think about it. Fluffy. Yes, she's so fluffy. I love her so much. She is, if I could describe her, she would be like a total spoiled Ojo-sama. Like, actually. She's very cute, she's not tsundere, she's just kind of angry. And of course, because of this personality, it clashes a lot with Levy's personality, and you can see them fighting over there. But she's so pretty. And she has like a lot of devotion towards her brother. She loves her brother a lot, and she would do anything for him. And Lucas would do the same. He would do anything for his sister as well. Now, Lawrence and Elric. If you think you have seen these characters before, it's because you have. These two characters were present on Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. And just as a reminder from the previous game, and spoilers from the previous game, Lawrence is actually Kaiha. I think that was his name. And if you remember from the previous game, Kaiha just sacrifices himself and kind of just... he keeps his soul stuck in the Psychedelica, and he cannot get him back into a real world. Same with Elric. Elric is actually the master of the manor. And why does he look cute and blonde and tiny? Who the fuck knows? And you can also see his sister over there. His sister kind of reincarnated as a bunny. For some reason. Her name's Usagi still, but like, she's a literal bunny. Anyways, these two characters have not really changed in the slightest. I guess just the master of the manor, he's not evil anymore because he's a child. But Lawrence works as a priest now. Lawrence is the same. He's caring and kind in everything. And yeah, it's kind of sad because he kind of lost the love of his life by staying in the Psychedelica. It's so sad. Okay, we're done with the characters. Now, let me take a sip of water because that was a lot. Holy fuck. Whew. Okay, I'm a quarter into my water glass water. What the fuck am I saying? Anyways, I would like to divide this game into two parts. This game is actually divided into two parts, like not officially, but you know, like vibe, regarding its general vibe and atmosphere, it is very different from one part to the other. So wait, my daughter stepped into my mouse. Okay, can you leave my desk, please? Can you leave my desk, please? Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the first part, actually. The first part of the game is my favorite part, honestly. The first part of the game is kind of like very expositive, and it develops the characters' personalities a lot. You can see from these scenes, for example, that the main character joins like the Wolf brothers and the Wolf family. You kind of can see the character interacting with them as a boy and as a girl, and throughout all of the scenes in the first game, in the first part, I mean, you can really see how she develops like relationships with them, not romantic relationships, but just kind of like friendships, and how she becomes close to each and one of them. And it's so pretty and it's so nice. I was genuinely very happy to play this part of the game, because I would just get home, get my PS Vita, and I would just be like, I'm going to visit my friends today. I wonder what they will say. And like, I'm just gonna visit this cozy winter town and I will have fun with them, right? The first part doesn't really have a lot of conflict, which can be a problem for some. The plot does not advance at all. It's basically just Jed trying to get the Kaleidovia and failing miserably for a long time before the masquerade. But I really appreciated this part, like, a lot. Even more than the second one. Like, and it's kind of sad, because once you see the second part, you can definitely, like, you cannot go back into the first part feeling the same, because you know what happens. You know what the fuck's up with the world. Why is there eternal winter? Why are the factions fighting all the time? And in this part, you can actually see Jed reuniting both of the clans and making them friends before the masquerade. He's actually, you could say, the savior of the town in a sense. And I really liked it. I really, really liked it. It gives me such a cozy feeling. I love it. And I'm so sad that it did not last. But, oh well. At some point, Jed just very coincidentally gets the Kaleidovia by Hugh. You know, the white hair guy. And he's just like, okay, take this. And it was like 1 or 2 days before the masquerade, so he barely made it, right? So now that he got the Kaleidovia, and everything is saved and the clans are united, it's time for the party, which is the masquerade. I would say the masquerade is the climax of the first part. The masquerade is kind of like this big party in which everyone celebrates with food, music, dance, etc. And it's so fun. So, let's see. On the masquerade, you kind of like dress up as a girl, with your wig and everything. You got like a super pretty dress, and you are around your friends and interacting with them, and also kind of like, how do you say, you kind of see the that like there's some romance going on each one of them, you can say. These are some of the scenes presented. I love that Levy. I love that Levy's scene is just like the protagonist just eating a bunch of food, and Levy's just like, hey, you got something there. Of course, Lavin's one is super romantic, they dance, and of course, Lugus is also like pretty cheesy. He kind of gives the protagonist kind of a flower to adorn her hair. It's so cute. It's so cute. I really like the masquerade, and I would say that in the masquerade you can get a couple of endings, but we're going to talk about the endings in a bit. So, after the masquerade, you kind of think, well, everything is solved, everyone is happy, the clans are there, there are still a couple of things to be solved, but, like, isn't there, like, can we just stay here and be happy with everyone? Well, no, we kinda can't. Oh wait, oh, my PowerPoint presentation, there we go. So, what happens after the masquerade? You guessed it, spoilers, Franziska fucking dies. So, I'm sorry, Kino, I'm sorry, Remiel, and Evil Chan, but yeah, mommy dies in this game. And why does she die? Basically, the Hawk clan has spread rumors about her being the witch of the town, and because that is a very dangerous rumor to have, basically all the townspeople kind of believed it and just set fire to the mansion of the wolves and shot her with an arrow, and basically killing her. Not basically, killing her. So yeah. Of course, the protagonist is absolutely devastated. She saw her die, like, in front of her eyes, and it was very traumatic for her. And actually, there's a very interesting scene happening after that. So Jed was also in the mansion with Franziska, and rip mommy. Mommy, no. Yes, I'm sorry. She had to die. And you'll see why. So, Jed goes through the back door of the mansion to escape, and she finds Lugus. And Lugus is just like, what the fuck? Were you with a witch? Was that the witch? Like, it was not a double, right? And if freaking Jed was just like fucking losing it, he was just like, what the fuck you mean? I just saw my mother die in front of me. What the fuck? And because of this, the emotions are super heightened. She actually reveals her witch's eye, and Lugus reveals like he kind of notices that, and it's just like, oh fuck, the eye of the witch. And this scene is so good because here Jed reveals to Lugus that he has been falling in love with her female persona instead, and Lugus is like, oh my god. Top 10 anime deaths, yes. It was very dramatic. I was actually feeling so bad in this scene. I was just like, things are getting fucked, man. So from this point on, we can talk about the second part of the game, which I would deem to be the darkest part. Instead of being this fluffy, cozy game in which you can talk to your friends, now is something very dramatic. There are secrets to be uncovered, and there's like a lot of stories that people have not told. And definitely we can see a second face of each one of the characters. We can see, for example, that Levi is super violent. Like, actually, do you recognize that knife? Do you recognize that knife? It's because it's important. And basically, Lugus he's kind of revealed to have a very tragic story, and that's why he wants to protect the town the way he does. And I would say the most important piece of information would be on the first image right here with these four people. If you can recognize three of them, it's because it's important. We have the Ashen Hawk here with short hair. We have Francisca, and on the corner we have Olga as well. So who's that lady with the black hair that you see in the middle? Well, she's important. She's also a witch. I wonder how this connects. So basically, these four characters had how do you say, some quarrels going on. In the beginning, Francisca and Ashen Hawk, or Apprentice, belonged. No, wait, it was the other way around. It's confusing, you know? So Apprentice, or I mean the Ashen Hawk, which is the one with the red hair, and Arya, which is the girl with the black hair, are siblings, question mark. I am not sure. They belong to the Wolf clan, while Francisca and Olga are also siblings. Yeah, what a surprise. They're from the Hawk clan, of course. And they kind of just befriend each other, and they decide to marry each other to kind of like exchange wives, like wife swap. Well, it's not exactly wife swap, it's more like sister swap or something like that. Basically, they marry each other, they're friends. So that kind of symbolizes for the town a lot, a period of peace and like a union between the two clans. But of course, that doesn't go to plan, and there's death, and there's a lot of shit. So spoiler alert, even if all of this has been spoilery, that girl with the black hair in Olga, that girl's name's Arya, by the way, are actually the protagonist's mother and father. So yeah, the daughter, the protagonist is the daughter of the bad guy. What the fuck? Just stop and show my support. Good luck in your stream. You sound so adorable. Ah, thank you, Rain Great. I'm so glad you can be here even for a bit. I don't sound adorable. Do I sound adorable? Holy fuck. Shit. I need to swear more. Okay. Some other things that happen in the second part is that we kind of see a lot of shocking things, such as the protagonist making a very fatal mistake in, like, making a very bad decision that almost gets he killed, and also the reveal to the brothers about her witch's eye and her true identity. Hello, Gringry. Yes. And also, like, we can see some fights and everything. Swearing, you sound adorable. Shit. Oh my god. But yeah, I would say the second part has a lot of very interesting things, but it's definitely not the cozy game that you saw on the first part. I'm gonna be missing a lot of info, so we're gonna bear with that. Okay, so I think right now we are going to get into the endings. I'm gonna explain what happens in the endings and why do I like them and why do I dislike them. So we are first going to go with the common route endings. For example, we have the people ending. The people ending happens when you are in the masquerade and you have the option to talk with Lavan, Levi, and Lugus, and you also have the option to just kind of stay in the middle of the masquerade and don't do anything. If you choose that option, you get the people ending. The people ending is basically everyone enjoying their time. You can see Lavin and Lugos being brothers, not brothers, but like bros. They kind of just befriend each other, and that's super cute. I love it. You can see that the town is happy and united, but the bad thing about it is that literally nothing gets solved. That's where the game ends, like after the masquerade. I wish I could just like what is the word? I wish I could just end the game there, right? Because everyone's happy, but of course there's a lot of things unsolved. We got the heroes ending. At some point in the story, the Hawk clan and the Wolf clan unite and decide that killing Olgar is the best course of action for the town to be liberated from kind of like the Psychedelica. And by the way, the town is not real. The town is kind of like a figment of your imagination. The town is basically encapsulated from the real world in what we call the Psychedelica. That's what we have the name of the game and everything, right? The Psychedelica is just basically a container for souls. In the first game, the Psychedelica was kind of treated as a limbo in which souls that were in the process of dying could ascend to heaven, could descend to hell, or they could return to the cycle of life and be reincarnated. So in the hero's ending, you kill Olgar, like you actually kill him, and you don't get any of the backstory of him. And like there's a lot of things left undone, but it's a happy ending technically because everyone, the town is just okay. But of course the Psychedelica is just like still there, right? It does not dissolve. The souls are still there. We got the hallucination ending. On the trophies, it's also called like the bad ending. The bad ending is when you have all of the situation going on, the protagonist is deciding whether to kill Olga or not because something is just not right, and if she just decides to escape the situation, she gets this hallucination of Francisca, which she's already dead, by the way, at this point. She gets a hallucination of her, and she's kind of like, close your eyes, close your ears, close your heart, and nothing can hurt you ever again. So you kind of potentially die by doing this. Who the fuck knows? Anyways, we got the Tower Overlord ending. This is the ending from Ashen Hawk, basically. As I said, Ashen Hawk is not romanceable, and for a good reason. He's your uncle. Yes. I know a lot of people who wanted to marry Ashen Hawk, but it would be kind of weird, right? It's just kind of weird, right? Even though Ashen Hawk is like super pretty and super handsome, right? I would definitely not romance him, right? Right. Okay. Anyways, Tower Overlord is when you also choose to run away from the situation. Ashen Hawk visits you and he's like, let's get out of here. I can get you out of here. And if you say yes, then you go back into the tower where you two live, and Ashen Hawk kind of just puts a spell on you in which makes you constantly sleepy and you cannot really wake up. Just a tiny little bit. Yes, Remy, don't judge me. But yeah. Now we get into the romanceable endings. The first one, daughter, why are you like that? The first one is the Wolf's Wife, which is Lavin's ending. So the Wolf's Wife, oh, wait a second. Daughter, nah! She kind of, a book fell, basically. Okay, so the Wolf's Wife. I have some good things and some bad things about this route. The good thing is that Lavin is an absolute daddy, I mean father, and that he protects you, like, right? He is almost the perfect husband. On this ending, Lavin when you get captured, when you try to not kill Olgar, Lavin is just like negotiating with the Hawks and be like, okay, what if I marry her? We're gonna marry, and in that way she would be the Lady of the Wolves, and you cannot imprison her. And the Hawks are like, oh shucks, I guess we gotta do that. So they release her, and she kind of just stays in the Wolf Manor for a while. She cannot really go out. When she does go out, Lavin promises her that the townspeople are not angry at her because, like, they don't believe she's a witch anymore or things like that. But the matter of the fact is that people are still angry at her. The good thing about this ending is that you do get some sort of promise of wedding. They are in love with each other. The bad thing is that I guess there are some things left to be solved, and the liberation of the Psychedelica does not occur, and things like that. But I guess Lavin is cute, right? Let's get into the Levy ending. Oh, Levy's so cute. This is one of my favorite endings as well. I would say this one is my second favorite ending. Hold on. Sip of water. Hydration is important. Oh my god. Okay, so Town of Sinners. So if you remember that picture of Levi holding a knife, it's because it's important. Basically, Levy has been the one who's been murdering the townspeople, and it's kind of weird. So I'm going to talk a bit about burn the town. Yes, I'm going to talk about a bit about Francisca here. Francisca, she is not the cute mommy that everyone thought to be. Francisca is actually a very ruthless person who has been putting a facade all of her life into being like a very caring mother, but in reality she just wants chaos, and she just wants the people that she loves with her in a very toxic way. So basically, Francisca has been raising Jed because Jed lost her mother. Because of her, she murdered her. Francisca murdered her mother. So she was just like, oh, I'm gonna take the daughter and I'm gonna raise her myself, and I'm gonna raise her right, and she's going to be like this and that, and she's going to be like have such healthy relationships and such. But in reality, Francisca was just putting a facade. It's unclear whether she loved her children or not. And because of this, it ties in with Levy, actually. Levy was murdering townspeople because they were interfering with the Wolf Clan, and because Francisca ordered him to. She was just like, I need you to kill these people, and he kind of got, how can I say this? He kind of got a kick out of it, and he just became addicted to killing people, and he's like an absolute psychopath. But he's also a cutie. So everything's right? Evil mommy, even better. Remy, you have some weird kinks. Oh god. People, I think I am having some technical issues. I forgot to account for this. Hold on. Sometimes when my computer overheats, the display stops working. And I cannot do anything about it. So right now I cannot see my main display. I can see the presentation, but not my main display. So I cannot see the chat. I'm going to try to see the chat through my phone. There we go. Chat, does it work? Does it work? It's loading. Remy, can you send something to the chat to see if it works? Fuck. Okay, yeah, I can see it. I'm so sorry for the technical issues, but we shall continue. Anyways, so we have Town of Sinners, right? Levy is an absolute psychopath. He's killing people, and then we kind of discover that It's because of one of the stones that's supposed to be on the Kaleidovia. The Kaleidovia is supposed to hold 4 stones. These stones have been kind of like dispersed into the Hawk and the Wolves family. So Lavin has one, Levi has one, Olger has one, and the 4th one is a secret. Basically, Levi has it on a ring, Lavin has it on the pendant, and Olger also has it on a ring. The more you're exposed to these stones, the more darkness in your heart, like your heart becomes like full of darkness, right? And it's a problem. Basically, a lot of people kind of attribute Levi's craziness to being in contact with the stone for a while, and I because of this, like, Levi comes out as the killer, and Lavin is just shocked for a second, then horny the next, and the next day he just forgives his brother, and I'm just like, that's too quickly. That's like way too quickly. I guess the protagonist forgives him a lot easier because she's like a very kind spirit, and she loves Levi as a brother, but still, it's like, it's kind of fucked that he's been forgiven for all of this so easily. Of course, on the ending, he gets persecuted for his crimes, and for a while you think that he's going to be executed, but in reality they just give him exile. And I guess that's the ending, right? The protagonist goes with Levi, and they kind of just live a life full of love outside of the city, of the town, I mean. Something that I also really liked about this route is that it has low-key bisexual vibes. When they kind of like reveal their love to each other, Levi reveals that he has been in love with Jed since they were children. But when they were children, Levi did not know that Jed was a girl, and he kind of explained himself by saying that he would love Jed no matter what gender he is, or like he would love him as a person instead. And I'm just like, that is sussy, and I love it. Next ending, we have the Hawk Lord. The Hawk Lord, I don't like that the Hawk gets like 2 or 3 kisses in the whole game. Like he's the character that gets the most kisses. I'm just like, I'm jealous. Like, it should. Levi does not get a kiss. Lavin does. Levi doesn't. But Lucas does, and I'm just like, why? Okay, Lucas objectively is an interesting character. His story is interesting. The way that he manages his emotions and how strong-willed he is very interesting. But I guess because of this, he's kind of a tiny bit lacking on the lovey-dovey side. He's very passionate. Don't get me wrong, he's absolutely passionate, but you cannot really see him, or like there's not a lot of moments of vulnerability with him, which I kind of don't like. The cons of this ending. On this ending, you basically get, like, after being imprisoned, you get imprisoned again, but in the room of the Hawk Manor, and basically you cannot, like, he has spread a rumor that the witch is dead, and that, like, that Jed does not exist anymore. So Jed cannot go out of his room. You can't get out of your room, ma'am. And the only day that he can get out of his room is on the masquerade, and I'm just like, that's fucked. Like, he cannot see the outside world for the rest of the year, and I'm just like, why? Anyways, I don't like this ending. Moving on. Next ending, this is a non-romantic ending for Hugh. It's called Butterfly Journey. Basically, what Hugh does is that he gives the option to the protagonist to escape the situation, escape the Psychedelica, and because butterflies represent souls in this game, that's why it's called Butterfly Journey, right? Hugh basically turns you into a butterfly, and your soul is liberated from the Psychedelica, but of course everyone else is still there, is still inside. So, pros, butterflies are pretty. Cons, you're gonna turn into one. Moving on. The Two Beasts. This is my favorite bad ending. It's so good. It's so good. The Two Beasts is the darkest ending in the game, in which basically you become imprisoned. You kind of have the threat of being executed soon, and the Wolf Brothers are like, we need to do something. So they become absolutely crazy. And they kill everyone in town, and they set fire to the town, and it's just like, it's so fucked up, and the protagonist is crying because her brothers are now killers, and it's just like, it's so fucked. I guess the only con that I can see over here is that some people can consider Lavin as being very inconsistent with his character. Like, Lavin is not exactly a person that would harbor a lot of hate unless it's his father, but in this occasion, he kind of just hates the entire town, the entire, like, everyone who wants to go against Jed. So yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but I really like it. It's so good. The Blissful Girl. This is my favorite ending, guys. I have a bias. This is my absolute favorite ending. On Blissful Girl, you basically get to romance Hugh. And Hugh is an absolute cutie, but the thing with this route is that it's very early into the game. Like, this kind of divides the route before the masquerade. So it's like super early into the game, and you cannot get this ending unless you have completed all of the endings of the love interests first. So Hugh kind of poses here as a traveler, and he doesn't name himself Hugh anymore. He names himself Ash. And Ash is just a normal guy, a normal traveler that gets into the town recently. He spends his time in the tavern writing stories, observing people, and the protagonist, dressed as a girl, becomes closer with him. And I kind of like it because it's such a normal setting. Like, they just meet each other, they talk to each other, they become closer, and at some point they kind of just confess their love to each other in a very cute way. And they almost he even asks for consent to hold her, to kind of like hug her, and I'm just like, that's so cute. And they kind of just live together. I guess the only bad thing is that the protagonist does not reveal like a lot of things about herself to Ash, including the fact that she's a witch, or that she's like posing as a boy sometimes. And of course, Ash does not reveal that he's actually Hugh and that he is an omniscient character. And also another bad thing about this route is that there is no progression in the story at all. We don't get to see like the conflict between the wolves and the hogs or anything. It's kind of just like a super happy ending, like way too happy to be true. Okay, now we're getting into the saucy part, or the interesting part. We're going to rate which one of these romantic routes are the best, before we get into the true ending, because there's still the true ending called the heroine ending. So let's get into Lavin first. How would I rate Lavin's romance? Lavin is a very romantic person, like super romantic, super cute. He would do anything for Jed, right? Up to a point that he would kill people for Jed, right? It's kind of toxic. But he does dream of marriage and things like that. It's so cute. I guess I would say that Lavin is just not my type at all. So for this reason, I'm giving Lavin a 7.5 out of 10. That's pretty rough, isn't it? So Levi is pretty romantic when he proposes to, right? He writes kind of like letters to the protagonist, and they are very lovey-dovey with each other. He really I guess he puts a lot of importance into the protagonist, that the protagonist is the reason why he could come out of his insanity and things like that. And it's pretty cute. As Levi is like totally my type. He's a bookworm and his hair is pink, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so cute. I'm giving him an 8. By the taste of your lips, I'm on just a little toxic, yes. Anyways, we get into the Lugus ending, or not ending, but like we get into the Lugus romance. Lugus is not exactly vulnerable with a lot of people, including the protagonist. Like he kisses her and he's very passionate about her and like things like that. But like to actually be lovey-dovey, to kind of hug her or to play, I don't know, to have funny conversations with her, I didn't see a lot of that. So, and that's kind of like one of the things that I really appreciate in relationships on games. I'm gonna rate Lugus a 6 out of 10. I'm sorry, that's pretty rough. And finally, we got Hugh or Ash. I'm gonna rate the romance route of Ash, which is actually my favorite one, because Ash is like, I have a thing for writers, man. Writers are just like so romantic and so good. I don't have a type, don't tell Remy. So, and I would say that it's such a pretty common, not common, but such a simple and nice romantic route. So for this reason, I am giving Hugh a 9 out of 10. I don't have a bias, I swear. So yeah. Now let's get into the gentle ending, or the heroine ending, which is the true ending of the series. Well, not the series, the game. So in this ending, basically, the protagonist discovers that the 4th stone of the Kaleidovia is actually encrusted on her eye. It is kind of, the stone is kind of bound to her soul, so she cannot just take her eye out, right? Like Remy told me the other day, why if the stone is in her eye, she could just take her eye out instead of fucking dying. But that's not how it works, and the protagonist sacrifices herself in order to kind of complete the Kaleidovia and to liberate the town. But because of that, because she dies in the Psychedelica, her soul is doomed to stay on the Abyss, which is like a perpetual dark world in which you cannot really escape on your own. I guess the good thing about this ending is that they do end up in the real world, reincarnating in the real world, and you can see some familiar characters, like the girl with the red hair over here was actually the protagonist of the first game, and they're actually besties. They're besties. So yeah. And the bad thing about this ending is that it is very lenient towards romancing Lugus. You don't see Lavin or Levy in this ending, specifically because Levy is kind of weird. The ages are all messed up. Like, Lugus is the protagonist's age. He goes to the same high school as her. Lavin, I'm not sure what age is he, because we cannot really see him. We can just hear a phone conversation with him. And on that phone conversation, he mentions that he's going to have a brother. So Levy's a baby on here. And like other protagonists' age, other characters' age are also like kind of funky. But yeah, it's very lenient towards romancing Lugus, which I don't appreciate. I would love if it was more neutral for the protagonist. What else? Oh, let's talk about my favorite scenes. Oh my god, my favorite scenes are like about the game. Okay, so the scene I absolutely love. It's the scene in which Jed and Levy are sending letters to each other because Levy is imprisoned and Jed cannot see him. So they kind of just send letters back and forward, and it's the first time that Jed does this. So it's a very new experience for him, and it's so cute. It's just so cute, the way they write to him, the way they express their love through each letter. The second scene I really, really like is when Jed reveals to Lugus that he is actually the witch, and also the woman that he is falling in love with. And of course, he is like super shocked about this, and like she's just like crying her eyes out. She just saw her mother die, and I'm just like, holy fuck, this is such a powerful scene. I absolutely love it. Next one. It's actually the ending of Blissful Girl, which is the romance between Ash and the protagonist. And this scene, we can see them hugging, and it's look at that hug. It's such a comfy hug. Like you would like to be hugged by that. It would be so cute. It's so nice. They're so happy. I'm gonna cry. Moving on to the next ending, or more like to the next scene, we have the Wolf Brothers ending. And here, both of the brothers, as I said, have killed most of the town, and because of this, Jed is just in a state of despair. He does not know what to do. His brothers, even though Jed loves them a lot, have committed like atrocities, and the only thing that he could do is scream and cry, because like, what the fuck? He cannot do anything about this. Everyone's dead. The next scene, I would say this is one of my absolute favorite ones. Jesus Christ, it's so good. This one, basically on the true ending, Jed is being trialed for being the witch and bringing misfortune to this town, and Jed has a plan to sacrifice himself and bring the Psychedelica to an end, and for this he does have to pose as a witch. He has to tell the town, yes, I am the witch, I have bewitched you, I have made you become crazy, I have brought despair to this town. And the way he does it, his like her acting is so good. It's so good. It's almost like she's crazy, and I absolutely love her speech. It's so good. This scene is so pretty. So basically, when the Psychedelica gets dissolved, Olga and Apprentice, just for reasons of the plot, disappear or die. Because they cannot be saved into the Psychedelica, because Psychedelica was made out of their heart or their minds, most likely. So Olga is kind of doomed. Oh, that's a car. I hope you cannot hear it. There we go. He kind of passed. Okay, so Olga, now that he's dead, that he died on the Psychedelica, his soul is doomed to go into the abyss, right? But in reality, he leads his soul back where his loved one is, which is Arya, because like Arya died and they cannot say goodbye to each other, so they are kind of reunited, and that's super cute. That's just, he's crying. I'm gonna cry too. And then my last favorite scene is this one, where you can see Lawrence here, and yes, that tall boy with the purple hair is actually Elric, which is master of the manor from the previous game. So I love the scene a lot, because you can finally see that they actually made it out. Like their souls were doomed to be in the Psychedelica forever, but like now they reincarnated into, you know, their real selves in the real world. And you know, something that I find kind of sad is that the protagonist of Black Butterfly, you can see her here, does not recognize the tiny boy here, which is Kaiha. And it's kind of sad, because Kaiha was actually the protagonist's first love, and I'm just like, man, that's kind of fucked. Now that Kaiha is like, what, 6 years old? But anyways, I think I am going to skip the character tier list because of the technical issues on my computer. And like, I cannot see my first monitor, which is kind of fucked. But anyway, I'm gonna get into my final thoughts of the game. So, final thoughts. Do I recommend this game? Yes, I do. It definitely has its flaws on writing and on characters. And like, you could say like some people don't like the mechanics, or some people don't like some plot holes here and there, but overall I did really enjoy the game. It's such a nice experience. It's such a nice like feeling when you get to romance the characters, when you get to experience a town by yourself, when you get to know the townspeople. Final Tut is shit 10 out of 10. It's not shit. I really like it. And yeah, I would say that, yes, play Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk, but first play Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly, right? And I think that's it. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts regarding the game. Would you like to play it? Would you like to not play it? How would you classify the characters? Who's your favorite character? Did I explain them well? Boy, I need some water. I'm pretty sure like Remiel's favorite character is how do you say, Francesca. And for Evil Chan, I'm not sure about your favorite character. Like, who would it be? I think it would be Lugus. I think you would like Lugus a lot. But yeah, for me, like, my absolute favorite character was Oh god. Yeah, I moved it. My absolute favorite character probably would be between Hugh and Levi, because like they're so cute. I would like to play with Remy, don't get me banned. Please. If you get me banned, I'm gonna end your streaming career. Also, I got OBS on my second monitor. I kind of fumble around with it. So, we can go back into my office, I think. Wait a sec. Let me just... Oh, right, I hadn't forgot about this, actually. I forgot about this. You guys are going to help me choose my next otome game. So here we have the options for our next otome game. I might talk about it if I enjoy it a lot, but from these games, I have no idea what they're about, like, actually. We have Hakuoki, Edo Blossoms, we have Code Realize, and we have Black Wolf Saga. I have no idea what these games are about. Black Wolf Saga has Catboy, so I'm leaning towards that, but I want to know you guys' opinion about this. Would you like me to play some of them, or if one of these sound interesting to you? What do you think? Ah, coffee's so good. Remiel, which one would you like me to play? So the tiny thing I know about these games are a tiny bit of their premise. Hakuoki is basically based on a period of Japan. I don't remember which one. I guess the Edo period. Code Realize, as far as I know, it has different literature characters, and Black Wolf Saga is just like two clans again fighting against each other, and they're cat boys and wolf boys. The first one, I forgot how to spell it. Hakuoki. So Hakuoki Edo Blossoms. Will that be good? Anyone have any other opinion about this game? Would you like me to play any one of these? Or which one sounds more interesting to you? Not Edo period. Edo. Like Ada, Edo. Apparently the Edo period was like super interesting for some people. And this guy has a sword, and this guy has a gun, so yes. So, I guess if there are no more participants, I am going to take Remy's opinion. I hope I don't regret this, Remiel. If I do, I'm gonna absolutely blame you. So, next thing we're gonna play is Hakuoki. And that's it. I guess that's the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There we go. Let's get back into my office. There we go. Nice. So, what do you guys think? Let's go. I killed the competition. There was no competition. There was no competition at all. But anyways, I think I'm going to leave it up to here. I think I chatted for a while, like an hour and a half. Man, an hour and a half. That's a lot. So yeah, this is basically, there are some things unsolved in the game that I wanted to discuss as well, but I think I would have to solve that with people who already have played this game. Yeah, because I killed them. Did you kill them? Did you kill my audience, Remiel? So yeah, there are different things that, how do you say, are left a bit weird, such as who is the Ashen Witch, like the true witch, the one, like the absolute witch, and pretty much why, like, how can I explain this? why did Lawrence and the master of the manor just went to another psychedelic instead of just getting into the abyss? Yeah, like, if souls are trapped in a psychedelica, do they just like keep reincarnating into more psychedelicas? Or how is it? And yeah, what happened to Apros? Like, the Ashen Hawk is like, you don't really get to say goodbye to him. Like, of course you're like, yes, I'm gonna make a decision, but like, you don't really get to say bye, Ashen Hawk. See you later, you're gonna die. I guess he kind of just like accepts that he's going to die sooner or later, right? And oh, also another thing is that Olgar being the father of the protagonist is a very big deal. The protagonist is also like very, how do you say? She wants to know more about him, and she wants to save him at some point. But you know, Olgar dies, of course, and Olgar has never considered Jed as her daughter. So I'm just like, that resolution, that father-daughter relationship, I'm just like, man, that's kind of sad. That's really sad. I wish they had got some resolution towards that. And also, Francesca not really having a full redemption arc. She has doubts about what she has done, and she has regrets, and she's wondering if she actually loves the people that she's supposed to love, that she pretended to love for so many years. But like, in reality, it's just like, it's just a doubt instead of an actual regret, if that makes sense. But anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it up to here. If you guys have any more comments, questions, etc., you can tell me on Twitter, or if I got something wrong for the plot, please also tell me. I played this game in a span of 6 months. I took very long pauses because of work and because I was so busy. I started in December of last year, and I kind of just got back into it recently, and I just finished it. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the stream for now. That's a lot of talking. It's more than what I'm used to, but I hope to see you guys later. How's the streaming situation, Polly? Basically, the streaming situation, I might stream on the weekends, and yeah, pretty much I'm going to be streaming chill games. My plan is Stardew Valley, Toho, Hisotensoku, because Hisotensoku can run on my PC. What else? The Sims 4, if I can somehow get it, RPG Maker games, and things like that. Just very small indie games that my computer can handle. Baltzar! Hello! How are you? How are you? I'm glad you could show up. Thank you guys for coming here. I hope to see y'all later. I'm going to post on Twitter whenever I have like a stream or anything. I think you all follow me on Twitter, but in case you don't, I'm gonna put it here. That's my Twitter. So if for some reason there's someone here that doesn't follow me on Twitter, you can go into my Twitter and there will be updates there. So I hope to see you guys later, and yeah, bye. Hope you enjoy your weekend.